Welcome back. Let's look at the lock with Method Mom, Paris Hilton. Well, we'll be talking about that real soon. Here's what's going on. We talked about a lot of things. Today I'm going to talk about the lock. The lock is when you put the floating gestalt and I've come up with a new term of fixed improv. Fixed improv is when you've taken when you're doing your leave your consciousness at the door thing. That's the flatline improv. Okay, you're going in there, you're jamming out. Okay, flatline improv. What are we doing with the fixed improv? You've done it. You've done your flatline improv. Okay, and now it's a fixed improv because you know what you want to take into the next. You know what you want to take into the next thing, including this cool ball. Look at that. Did you ever see one of these? Look at the light. I love that blue. I memorize colors. Can you memorize colors? I bet you can. It's a super cool blue. I use it to be inspired. Anyway, now, Paris Hilton. Perfect example, and I've shown some other examples. I've shown Tina Guo as she's going through her musical method, and she's changing 20 times within a 3-minute piece. But, you see, the whole thing is she could take that, here's where the fixed improv comes in. She could take that fixed improv, but there's another term we're coming to. Taking that fixed improv, okay, and locking it in. Now you're saying, I'm going to do this, okay? I've practiced this way, okay, because it's really a mind thing. But I've practiced this way, and now I'm going to go in and do this. But now, you see, with the fixed improv, it doesn't matter the length of time. Harrison Ford, in that little clip, when he's going into his sing-song mode, he just did it for, 2 sentences, and then he jumped back in. Was that on script or off script? It doesn't matter, okay? Because what matters is that he did it in a very, very deep and very believable way. That's not just like, hey, why don't we call Alice? That's kind of deep. It's sounding deep. But not as deep as he went for that. Is not as deep as he went for that line, you see, or those lines. He went, and it could have kept going on. Now, who's the perfect example of this? I've shown you her children playing in. This is the goal to get to in a floating gestalt. Okay, they're playing. They have no sense of time. They don't care about time. Okay, and whatever they're choosing to play in or with, they're in that time. Everything else is gone. It's play like a child. We'll talk about breathe like a baby later on when we're going to advanced breath techniques. We're back to the lock. Okay, so now, once you've done this, okay, so once you've taken your floating gestalt, and I say floating gestalt, it's not just a gestalt. You're floating in your gestalt. You're working that character, because without when I say whatever that character is, okay, here, pretend, here, so here's the scene, here's adult clothes scene, Paris Hilton is sitting poolside, waiting for Michael Jamin to come up with an autographed copy of his book for her. Okay, but while waiting, she's asking for, her parents just bought the whole lime industry, within the SEC regulations. They bought the whole lime industry. So that's what's going on with her. So she's all about limes now. Okay, so here she is poolside. Oh, she's just going to have, carbonated water. Forgot hers today. So here she comes, and now her line is, I'll have the carbonated water with lime. See? Now here comes the waiter to ask for an order. I'll have the carbonated water. And he says something, and, oh no, I have to have lime, or whatever. You see? Now, those are the lines. But for let's say that's the only thing that she's got in the entire production, okay? Could you go that deep into those lines and go through that whole part, and what would the family say, and, what does this person look like, and are they involved with this, and is this one of their hotels? You could go infinitely with that, okay? Now, but in what character? Okay, so now she's, BBC Seawater. That's not her, but the character BB Seawater that I just created. It doesn't matter, because it's Paris, okay? If she's choosing, and that's the whole secret, it's just like a word costume. You're choosing that the whole thing is a non-method as method, but you're choosing that method. You're choosing that lock to actualize, and that's the term. And these were all terms. Okay, I made up a lot of the terms, but the concepts were taught to me. I know, and people don't care who you went to school with. What matters? What matters is result. That's right. And that whole school is all about in the now. What's happening in the now, right now. Okay, the future is past, present, now. When are we breathing? Right now. When is everything happening now? We can talk about the past. We can look at it. We can look at the past. Okay, but when are we looking at the past? We're looking at it right now. Let's make some future plans. When are we going to do that? Right now, right? So everything's in the now. Just wanted to share that. Okay, so locking that stuff in, that's what I wanted you to see. And I wanted to, sharing those examples, I want to say thank you to everyone that gave me examples. These are really tough things to explain, but now that I have explained it, hopefully you can take these things into your, wherever. Hey, we're not charging for this. I'm not charging for this because I'm keeping up the legacy, a true legacy of an entire school through this. Harrison Ford knows this. The Madsons know this, okay? And the people don't. There are other schools and there's other variations. Then there's this, and that's what's going on. That's what I'm here to talk about. Thanks for being here. Hey, don't forget to check out Method Bomb. She's got it going on. Thanks again.